Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my first time filming on a vlogging camera, so I'm gonna try and not stare at the screen the whole time and actually look at the camera, but I asked for some questions over on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then I'll link it below because that's where all the fun stuff happens. It's probably my most active platform these days, which is weird because I used to love Twitter. I still do, but I think I just have less to say now. Like, I'm very aware that I'm constantly just tweeting about Remy and Danny, and I guess that can get kind of boring. Although my Instagram is also just Remy and Danny. Caitlin Adams asked, how do you find having a baby at uni? I'm in 3rd year and so broody I could explode. Actually, like 3 or 4 people asked me about like how I'm getting on at uni and having a baby. So many people have said that Remy makes them broody, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, like he's really cool. But don't have a baby when you're at uni. Oh my god, is it the worst thing I've ever done? Oh, growing and giving birth to Remy is fucking great. Doing it while I'm in my 3rd year of uni is the worst idea I ever had. I say idea, obviously I didn't like plan to have him while I was at uni. To be fair, so far it's not been that hard because I started my 3rd year last year. And now the semester I've just done, I didn't have much work to do, but the semester coming I have to do full time. All while raising a baby, and student finance only pay for 2 days a week of nursery. If you've ever done uni, you'll realise that 2 days a week is not enough time to do all your uni work in, so I don't know how that's gonna work. So yeah, Caitlin, do not have a baby. Wait till you finish 3rd year. Loads of people asked if we're raising Remy vegetarian/vegan. I made a joke about it on my Instagram story. 3 more people were like, no, but seriously, are you? And I don't mean to be rude to anyone who asked this question, but I thought it was fairly obvious that, like, yes, we are. We're raising him vegetarian. I find it kind of bizarre, like, I don't have an issue with it, but I find it a little bit bizarre when vegetarian parents raise their kids to eat meat. I think for me and Danny, like, it isn't just a choice, it's like our ethics and our morals and stuff. So for us to then go against that and like fund the meat industry to feed Remy meat, that would just be like against everything that we believe in. If when he gets to an age where he can buy it and cook it himself, he chooses that that's like what he wants to do, then like it's up to him. But equally, I'd like to think we're going to raise him to like respect and love animals enough that he wouldn't want to do that. I remember when I was like 7 and I found out where meat comes from, I felt quite like deceived by not just my parents but like everyone, like teachers and stuff too, and I felt quite upset that I'd ever eaten meat and like not known what I was eating and stuff. So I would hate for Remy to ever feel that way. Like, I've seen videos on Facebook of kids learning where meat comes from and they're like sobbing, they're in tears, and it just seems so bizarre that like you'd put your child through that without their knowledge. Keely asked, what are the most useless and useful things you could buy someone who is pregnant because my sister is having a baby? Oh, congratulations on nearly being an auntie. I would say, in fact, I wrote a blog post about like my 0 to 6 month baby favourites, so I'll link that below, you can have a look at that. But my favourite product, which is on that list, is the Angel Care bath seat. It's like 20 quid and it's just wow good. I think that's the reason Remy loves the water so much, and it was just really good to like pop him in, like even when he wasn't in the bath, because he really liked it. The most useless thing I would say that we had was a changing bag, because you can just put like nappies and stuff in a regular bag and they're way prettier and cheaper. Cerise, I think, asked, do you and Danny plan to have more children in the future? Someone else asked that as well, actually. Yeah, we do. Ideally, if money wasn't an issue, we would probably have another baby like now. I'd prefer to have 2 and a 2. Just because it sort of gets the baby bit out the way quicker. Yeah, we basically can't afford to have another baby right now. So our vague plan is to get married in like 3 years, hopefully, and then around that time my implant will be taken out because I've only just had it put in. And then I think when my implant's taken out, like, we're not necessarily going to be trying, but like I'm just going to take the implant out and see what happens. But given our track record, we'll probably be pregnant within a week. So yeah, maybe in like 3 years, I think. That's the general plan, which is kind of annoying because by that point, Remy's going to be in nursery. And then I'm going to do the whole thing again. But yeah, obviously as well, like, you have no idea what will happen. Like, I could be a famous blogger by that point. No, you don't know though. Like, I'm trying my best to be like self-employed and figure out how to make money working from home, and if I can do that, then maybe we'll be able to have a baby sooner, just because the main issue is childcare. I think for 5 days a week of childcare it's like £1,500 a month, which is like a wage for a lot of people. So yeah, that's the main issue. If someone just gave us like 100 grand, we would have another baby right now, basically. I say that, Danny's not agreed to that yet, but also no, Danny does want another baby. Like, we were looking through Remy's old photos a few days ago of when Remy was just like tiny and squishy, and Danny was like, oh my god, we're gonna have to have another one. Like, he got so like tiny baby broody, it was funny. Ellen Walkie asked, did you primarily breast or bottle feed, and how has the weaning process been? I'm actually going to do a video about well, spoiler alert, about why I didn't breastfeed, because I didn't. In terms of weaning, it's actually been really hard. Remy's always really loved milk, like he's had a huge appetite, so we thought when he started eating proper food he'd like love it and he'd be really good at it. It's been 4 months now and he's like still not really eating that well. And now that he started nursery, they eat like proper meals there, like they have like lasagna and like cauliflower bake and stuff. I don't know, basically we tend to feed him like sticks of veg, whereas they feed him like actual like toddler meals. And the other day one of the nursery lady people called me, and she was just like, Remy threw up while he was eating lunch and then he threw up again during dinner, is that normal? And I was just like, yeah, sorry about that, he does that. Like, he just doesn't know how to swallow food. But also, because I wasn't that worried, but we have his 10-month review next week, so I think I'm just going to mention it to a health visitor, like just to see if there's anything we can do. Because sometimes I think like me and Danny are so chilled out with him, like we're just like, oh, he can't do this, but that's fine, or like he can't do that and it's not a big deal. But sometimes I worry that we're so chilled out because we're not then helping him learn to do those things, we're actually holding him back. So it's like, I guess it's finding that balance of like not being pushy and panicky, but also helping them achieve the best they can. Soz for the casual lean, my feet have gone really dead and I'm worried that Remy's going to wake up and I'm not going to be able to go and get him. Christina asked, how do you think the birth of Remy has impacted / matured you? I don't really know, because I don't feel like I'm like wildly mature or that I've changed that much, but I think I really have. Definitely for the better. Like, I was a dickhead before, and I think just having something to focus on, like not just Remy but also Danny, like having this little family is exactly what I needed. And I think I was just quite selfish before, and now that I'm like surrounded by so much love, I naturally am less selfish because I care so much about Danny and Remy. And just, yeah, just having like my priorities in order, I guess. It's so weird that a year ago I was like terrified about having a baby, and I like thought it was going to ruin my life. Like, not literally, but I did think it was just going to get in the way of like everything I wanted to do. And now like, it's such a cliche, but I honestly can't imagine life any other way. Like, I can't imagine what I'd be doing right now if we hadn't had Remy. It's so weird. And it's so weird that he wasn't planned, and like that we were so scared about having him and stuff. Like, just weird. I don't think I was recording the question. All I said was that this jumper makes me look like a bloody tent. That's not what I said. What I said was, Imogen asked how me and Danny balance being parents and being partners, and my answer is that I'm very bad at it, and I actually think I've been quite a shit girlfriend the past 10 months. It's definitely something I'm working on, but for me, my mental health influences me to a point where, because I'm so stressed, I can't really like focus on like adult conversation and intimacy and stuff like that, whereas Danny's very chilled out, so he's really good at like being a fun dad and being there for Remy, and then Remy will go to sleep and he's like switched off dad mode and he's into boyfriend mode, and he can like be chill and normal with me. Whereas for me, Remy goes to sleep and I'm like, today was so terrible, I don't want to chill out and have a nice time, I want to rant about my day and cry and like get stressed over nothing. And it's not my fault, it's like something I do need to work on and that I'm trying to work on, but it's very much like a mental health anxiety thing. It's just fucking annoying. But in terms of like one thing that I think we do well is scheduling time to be together away from Remy. So like how we went to Download and Slam Dunk and went on holiday to Barcelona, like all of that stuff was really good. The only thing I would say is that I wish we did it more often. Like I'd love to have a date night in a different city like once a month or something, but obviously I know that's not very realistic. Leeds 2 asked, do you think Remy being a short notice surprise had an impact on your mental health? Yeah, it really fucking did. Oh my god, my mental health has never been so bad, and I'm gonna talk about it more. I have reason for not speaking about it, and that's basically that I feel like as a young mum who looks like this, I'm already gonna have this like preconception stereotype put on me of being like not the best mum. And so I didn't want to talk about mental health and how I feel sometimes, because I didn't want people to then be like, knew it, she's a shit mum. But I'm just gonna start talking about it because I don't care anymore. And yeah, my mental health has been super bad since having Remy, and actually since last December was when it got really bad. So I had about 2 months to go, we just moved house, and I had a big old breakdown. And I went to the doctors and they were just like, I mean, they were like, yeah, you're not like great mentally. Like once I explained the story to them, like the pregnancy story, they were just like, fucking hell, like of course you're overwhelmed and scared and anxious, and like it's all fine. Spoiler alert, it wasn't fine, because it's still not fine. But it's very frustrating because on a surface level I am happy with my life. Not on a surface level, what I mean is like on paper I'm happy with my life, and like I love Remy and I love Danny and I love being here, and there's nowhere I'd rather be, there's nothing I'd rather be doing. But I think it's just because the choice was taken out of it, especially when I found out I was having Remy and it was like, oh well, you've got like 3 months to go, have fun. That's obviously gonna like really fuck you up if you weren't planning on having kids. So yeah, it's definitely done some things up here. My hair looks really long today. But yeah, I'm definitely going to talk about this more in another video. Lena said, what kind of lifestyle choices have you had to change since becoming a mum? Quite a lot. I would say the biggest one, which is definitely a positive, is that I have to get out of bed every morning, and I have to do it in the morning. And I hate it. I hate getting up at 7 AM. I hate that it's dark outside. I hate that there's a baby shouting at me because he wants his milk, but I know it's a good thing to get out of bed in the morning and like have a day. I was very bad before at getting up before like 2 PM. I used to go to bed, sometimes I go to bed at like 6 AM, which is crazy because there are times now where I get up at 6 AM. But I was definitely living the uni lifestyle. I'd go to bed at 6, I'd wake up at 2 PM. Because I'd gotten up so late and I wasn't able to do anything with my day, I'd be like, well now I have to go out and make the most of the nighttime. And then the cycle would continue basically. So I would say the biggest lifestyle change is that like I'm not a complete mess anymore. And even though like some days it can be a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie, and it can be quite repetitive. It's like the days where I'm at home and Danny's at work, I love hanging out with Remy, but at the end of the day he is just a baby and he's entertaining and he's so fun to watch and hang out with, but he's still not like adult company. So it can get boring and it can get overwhelming sometimes, it can be stressful, but no matter what like my worst day is, like my worst day, what's that saying? My worst day now is still better than my best day before. So even when I'm like stressed out here with Remy now, it's still better than like my best days 2 years ago when I was actually like secretly miserable all the time. Like it sounds ridiculous, but honestly I would go like days without like leaving my room and eating, and like I never drank water. I think that's my biggest bloody lifestyle change, is that I actually hit my water intake now. I think when I was at uni I used to have like 1 glass a week or something, if that. I probably never drank water, honestly. Disgusting. What a life I was living. I drink all my water now. I have 5 of these a day. I've got an app. Sorry, this is the longest video ever. Sorry if the audio is muffled. I'm aware it's been heavily raining the whole way through. One good thing is that Remy didn't wake up. I think that's a good thing. You guys might have only watched this video because you were hoping to see Remy. Soz. I'm going to be doing loads more videos now that I have this camera. I actually mean it this time. I'm going to be doing what I eat in a day. I'm going to be vlogging more. Exciting. I'm going to go. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you wanna. I'll link them below. And I'll see you soon. Maybe next week. maybe not.